Start with questions. You can get started. Thanks, y'all.
Lad, what's your sphere of experience with the Georgia-Florida game?
Really, I just kind of know it's a big rivalry, kind of always been. Kind of goes back and forth. It's definitely a big game that we're really looking forward to.
You ever been down there? You ever watched it?
I was last year. I didn't travel last year, but I was in the stands watching. But that was really. I watched it on TV, but that was the first one I've been to.
What was that experience like? Sitting in the stands and watching as a fan, right?
It was crazy, really. But I was had to be there supporting my teammates, so it was fun to go down there and kind of experience it for the first time, even though I was in the stands.
Lad, if I'd have told you at the beginning of the year that you'd be the leading receiver at the midway point out of that receiver room, would you have believed it, or would you have thought it possible?
I've always believed in my ability, kind of known what I can do, but they just gave me the opportunity, and I feel like I'm doing all I can to make the best of it. So, it definitely is an awesome experience and something I've always dreamed of. So, it really is great just kind of go out there and help my team win and just do all I can do.
Now if I'm not mistaken, you grew up a Tennessee fan, so did you already have some predisposed feelings towards Florida, or does that kind of go out the window once you're a big-time college player?
Obviously, kind of growing up, it was being a Tennessee fan, it was a little different. But once I got here, kind of switched and kind of just flipped it. So, not really, to be honest.
That as far as the receiving room goes, who did this week off benefit the most as far as guys coming back from injury?
It kind of really benefits all of us. Some guys have been banged up, kind of get our legs back under us and kind of give us an opportunity to get back out there, kind of a little fresh start. So, but don't get me wrong, last week was a work week. We didn't slack off. We were still working on ourselves, trying to get better every week. But I think it did kind of having these last couple days off kind of give us a little bit to get back and get our legs under and just kind of be ready for this week.
Did that break give you any opportunity to watch some baseball? You guys, Braves fans?
Oh yeah, it is. That's awesome. It's the first time since was it '99 since they've been in the World Series. So for them to go out there and just do that, it really is something special.
You return punts, so I guess you got to catch Jake a lot of times in practice and warm-ups and everything.
Yes, sir.
What's that like when he just has a full unleash and is able to give you everything he's got on length and height?
It's not fun. It's not fun. Those balls will get up there and start hanging. So it definitely is something. But I know if I can catch them from him, I can catch them from anybody. So some of them are crazy. So I just watch it and kind of amazed by it sometimes.
Lad, when you were on the scout team last year, did you spend a lot of time with JP? Because he played a lot of scout team too. So would it be fair to say you guys spent a lot of time together on that scout team before this season?
Oh yeah, earlier in the year when we were both down there, kind of before he came back. We were down there. Running every play together. So it really was something we kind of. I guess you could say that was the first time we kind of started clicking a little bit. But it was obviously different being on the scout team, running other teams' offenses, than kind of getting in ours and kind of building that relationship that way.
Now you were a high school quarterback too, right? Obviously, you've gotten to know JP. What would you say about him? We hear a lot about his quarterback acumen. Did you notice that, or is that something you could pick up on?
Just the way he plays the game and the way he studies and kind of just sees the defense is he's a step ahead of everybody. And I think all of our quarterbacks really do a great job of that. Really, studying film and kind of just knowing what to expect pre-snap, getting all the reads. So just the way they all prepare and come out there, it really is. It's awesome.
And does that play a big role for you as a receiver? Do you think your quarterback background helps you out a lot?
In some aspects. Just kind of know and kind of getting that feel, really, because I kind of know what my receivers would do when I was in high school. But obviously, it's a total different level, kind of playing SEC football than playing high school ball at quarterback level. But I guess you could say it did give me a little bit.
How important is the chemistry between wide receiver and quarterback in terms of getting those reps throughout the weekend? Knowing where he's going to put the ball and the quarterback doesn't want to go.
It's everything really, but that comes in the off season. Kind of just getting those reps, throwing routes on air, just kind of getting the timing down, knowing how I'm coming out of my breaks, knowing how other receivers are coming out of my breaks. So that's something we developed in the off season, kind of just working every day. But it really is. It is a big factor.
So there wouldn't necessarily be any concerns about JT having taken a lot of missing these games. There wouldn't be any concerns about him coming back with that chemistry.
Oh no, we're confident in both our quarterbacks. They've done a great job. Preparing in the off season and all the way up to this point. So we really are so lucky to have two quarterbacks and go out and compete at a high level in the SEC. So we really are thankful for that.
What have you seen from JT in the last few practices?
I mean, he's coming back well. I mean, just kind of getting back in the rhythm. Really, kind of. I mean, he had to take that time off, so just coming back and just kind of getting everything strengthened. So I mean, he's done a great job. But I mean, he stayed prepared while the whole time he was out too. So
I'm sure you get it on campus much on there about people just be flat out like, who should play, JT or Stetson? I'm sure you're diplomatic in how you answer. How do you answer that?
I mean, I tell them that's why our coaches get paid all that money. They made that decision. So it's a good thing I don't have to. But I really am confident in either way it goes. So I know both of them can compete at a high level.
You said JT was staying prepared during the time that he missed. Obviously we've heard from Stetson he wasn't playing, but said how he was staying prepared. How did you notice JT staying prepared when he wasn't?
I mean, even like just kind of being at practice and trying to. I mean, I'm sure the film didn't slack off the meetings. I mean, just kind of really helping out Stetson too. I mean, on the sideline, you would see them every time they come off the offensive series. They're talking, kind of, let me know what you see, let me know what you see. So kind of just going back and forth and really being there for Stetson during that time. I mean, that just shows like what kind of player he is and how he can help out the team even when he's not playing.
How rusty is he still?
What is it?
How rusty is JT still?
How rusty?
Yeah, because he hasn't played for a while.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say rusty. I mean, he obviously has to get back in the rhythm. But I mean, I wouldn't say he's rusty. He's prepared since the off season for this moment. So I mean, it's just getting back in the rhythm, getting back in the swing of things.
A year ago, this was a top 10 matchup, and now it was not ranked. Is that also you guys are what you have on the line for the season?
No, sir. I mean, we prepare every week like it's the same week. I mean, they're a really great team, and their record really doesn't kind of show how they can come out and play. So and we're taking this week just as serious as any other week, and that's how we go into every week is 1 week at a time, and just got to do our thing and let the rest take care of itself.
Do you play all the receiver positions, lad, or have you been at the Z lately, or do you know how to play all 3 or 4?
Yeah, I mean that's a thing. Coach Hank's really done a good job with us throughout the entire fall camp and the off season. We really kind of all rotated around because that's really what he wanted us to all be able to do is play every position and just kind of know the route structure. So if you know every route structure, you can play every position. So that's how he looks at it, and how he wants us to approach it. So.
That perimeter spot, that Z, what makes that a little different than, say, the slot or the X? And then again, I know that you could give a very sophisticated answer, but basically, how would you explain it in layman's terms?
I mean, when you're on the outside, you have a lot of. I mean, if they play man coverage, you have more space really in the slot. You're gonna have a safety over top of you a lot. So, I mean, you really have some one-on-one matchup that you got to win. So, I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing, being flexed out by yourself every now and then.
What's the key to downfield blocking? Because ever since I've covered Coach Smart, he's always talking about the receivers doing that. What's your mindset when it comes to that? Because I don't know how much blocking you did in high school.
Right. I mean, it can spring a 7 to 8 yard run to an 80-yard run. So, I mean, our running backs are going to get to the second level a lot of the time, so we can just get a hat on them for just that split of a second. I mean, our running backs are that good, so they can get by and break an 80-yard run. So that's the biggest thing, kind of just turning those mediocre runs into major runs and just helping out any way we can.
Did you go back home for this last weekend? Or?
I did not. We have some hunting property in Taylor County, so I was down there with my grandfather, my brother, and my dad, and a couple buddies.
Did you take any teammates with you?
Cade Brock is my roommate from Darlington, so yeah, he came with me. He's a big time hunter.
How'd you do?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Not too good. So my cousin killed one, but I didn't do too well this weekend.
How do you guys keep things kind of rolling like you have it? If there's a change at quarterback or, switching up series here or there, that kind of thing, you worry about losing some of the consistency in the rhythm?
No, not really. I mean, just like I said, we're confident in either way it goes. I mean, for both of them to come out and play the way they've played against top teams in the country, I mean, it really gives us confidence that either one of them are going to go out there and keep it rolling just like the others. So.
Do you notice anything different or unique about this Florida defense that you're getting ready to play? Areas of strength?
I mean, they're really athletic all across the board. They have some experienced players, some good pass rushers, some good players in the secondary. So, I mean, they really are a good team that can fly around and make plays everywhere. So we just got to go out and execute and do what we do.
You mentioned you were in the stands for last year's game, right? What's the feeling when you lose and you're not suited up? Is it almost worse that you weren't able to do something, or?
Obviously, I would have been out there. I would have loved to have been out there and been able to help my team, but I mean, just how it was last year. I was on the scout team, kind of using that year to get better and kind of build my craft. So, I mean, I just hated to kind of see it for those guys and just get that bad taste in their mouth. But I mean, that's the big thing this week, trying to get that taste out of our mouth and just kind of keep everything we have going.
So you didn't travel for any of the regular season games then, just the bowl?
I traveled for the Missouri game. That was the only game I traveled for. So last regular season game.
Okay, we have time for one more question. If y'all have any, Vlad? No? Okay. That's all with Vlad today. Thanks, y'all.
Thank y'all.